This is a video that I feel like I have to make. So, not so long ago, I made a tweet earlier today, and I said Ross Chastain doesn't deserve a cup ride. Yet. I didn't say yet, but he doesn't deserve it yet. And here's why. He's winning in the truck series. He's winning with a team that hasn't done the best earlier, but he's quote unquote improved them, I guess you could say. But I mean, they're doing good still. It's not like they were like running last every race. Yeah, I do think Ross Chastain is a good driver. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm not saying he's a horrible driver. I'm just saying he doesn't deserve a cup ride yet. He hasn't done anything to deserve of a cup ride yet. And when I made that tweet, people have come back to me saying that he made the playoffs with JD Motorsports, and he won 2 races as soon as he got on a good ride.
Okay, fast lap.
And he's winning races and contending for the championship in the truck series with a team that couldn't even get a top 10 last season. For the first one, he made the championship. He made the playoffs with a JD Motorsports car. That season, there was basically 19 race winners were cup drivers. So not a lot of people could get locked into the playoffs in the first place.
That puts us on the starting grid.
So there's one. I couldn't find his 2017 stats. I don't know how he ran. I don't know how anybody ran.
Be ready. Green's out. Let's go.
But I'm gonna guess that he wasn't too far off of getting top 10s. Or top 15s at least.
Careful. Still there.
And when there's not even that many cars in the Xfinity Series that are competitive, and you're one that's somewhat competitive, I sure do hope you make the playoffs.
Car on the outside now.
There's not that many, there's not 12. Well, now there is, but there wasn't 12 competitive Xfinity cars, to my knowledge, that were run by Xfinity regulars. Like I said, 19 of 33 races in the 2017 season were won by Cup guys, and those guys aren't eligible for any playoff points at all.
Still there. Car on the outside now.
So any point run by a Cup guy that might have been lost to another somewhat competitive driver,
careful, still there.
Give Ross Chastain another bump up. Because people aren't getting as many points as they really could have with the Cup guys.
All clear.
And this sounds weird coming from me because I support those guys. I support Cup guys in the Xfinity Series. And maybe I'll have another one about that. But yeah, there weren't like 13 competitive cars in 2017 that were getting wins or competing up front.
Careful, still there.
But
alright, you're clear.
Ross Chastain probably being one of the semi-competitive ones, and not so good equipment. Okay, maybe JD Motorsports isn't the best equipment. No.
Careful.
But I'm gonna keep saying it. If you are one of the competitive cars, out of the competitive cars that there are, and there are not, and the competitive cars can't fill the playoffs, you should be in the playoffs. And if you're not, then there's something wrong. That's my whole point on that. And then the whole, he got 2 wins with Chip Ganassi Racing as soon as he went in their cars. I'd sure hope so. He has been running in the Xfinity Series for, I don't know, for quite the amount of time.
You got room, you're clear
So
there.
he knows
Car
how
high,
to
careful there.
drive the cars. And if you know how to drive the cars and how the cars feel, when you get in a fast one of the cars that you know how to drive, you should be winning since you already know how to drive the car and the car you are driving is fast. You should be winning, and if you're not competing up front, that's just a testament to how bad you are. But he did win because he knows how to drive the cars and because he was in a fast car.
Stay low, stay low. Careful, still there.
2 wins. 2 wins does not mean you are ready for the Cup Series. People say that Austin Dillon's only in the Cup Series because his grandpa, Richard Childress, gave him a ride. But guess what? He won a championship. So if a championship doesn't constitute a ride in the Cup Series, 2 wins shouldn't either.
Car on the outside now.
There's my point on that. And lastly, the Nice Motorsports thing. They were slightly underfunded. But Ross Chastain getting their cars.
Careful, still there.
You know,
Clear all around there.
he was doing good early in the season when he started running their truck, I think. I think he started running their truck early. Something like that. He was doing good when he started running their truck. He won Kansas. After that, he decided, hey, I'm not going to make the playoffs in the Xfinity Series. I'm going to go out on trucks and see where I can compete. He did that. He got some more wins.
All right, I need
That win at Kansas probably really helped that team. Because trucks aren't nearly as expensive as Xfinity or Cup.
Stay low, stay low.
So
Careful,
a lower
still there.
team could easily improve with a good driver and then get faster trucks.
Still there.
Yes, it costs money still, but
You got room.
it
You're
costs
clear.
less, so the team can improve more and more the better the driver does. And Ross Chastain was doing better and better because he's not a bad driver. I'm sure he will prove next season that he is Cup ready, but he hasn't done anything yet to basically say that he deserves it. That's the word I was looking for. He hasn't done anything to deserve it. He hasn't deserved it. If somebody with a championship in the Truck Series and a championship in the Xfinity Series doesn't deserve a ride with a mid-pack team, then somebody who is competing for the Truck Series Championship and only has 2 wins in the Xfinity Series doesn't deserve a Cup ride either. I'm sure Ross Chastain will get a Truck Series Championship, and I'm sure he will get an Xfinity Series Championship. And I'm sure he'll get a good Cup ride. But he hasn't deserved it yet. That is my whole entire point. And really, I mean, just
You're coming to the green. Be ready here.
the whole thing that sparked this was the announcements of Kurt Busch and Monster Energy
10 solid laps. Concentrate.
possibly
Hold
getting
that line,
another
driver.
year with Chip
All right, clear
Ganassi,
low.
and people are saying, oh well, Ross Chastain deserves that ride more than Kurt Busch. Why don't they just open a third car for Ross Chastain? Because he hasn't deserved
Car on
it
the
yet.
outside now. Car outside.
He's been running Cup for a few years. Uh-oh. He's been running Cup for a
That
few
car in
years.
front of you is coming to the pit.
And so I'm sure with a fast car, he'll do good. He might not win in the Cup Series because there's just some
Back it down. Back
good
it
people
down.
in there, but I mean, who's to say he won't do good? I have never said Ross Chastain is a bad driver. Because he's not. He really isn't. He's a good driver. But if the community thinks somebody with the championship in two of the top 3 series in NASCAR doesn't deserve a Cup ride, then I think somebody who doesn't have a championship in either and only has 2 wins in the Xfinity Series, doesn't either. And that's my whole point. If you comment down below, maybe I'll make a second part and tell you why your opinion is wrong. Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna be deserving of it sooner or later, but just not yet. Not now, as of August 29th, 2019.